Long ago, in a time when people traveled on horses and lived close to the land, an old man and his son were on a long journey. As darkness began to fall, they found themselves deep in a silent valley. In the middle of that lonely stretch of fields, there stood a small, broken house. Hoping to find shelter, they knocked on the door. The man who answered looked tired and worn. His clothes were simple, and the lines on his face spoke of hardship. Still, he welcomed the travelers in, offered them food, and gave them a place to rest. The old man, curious, asked, "How do you manage to survive out here?" The farmer sighed and replied, "We have one buffalo. Each morning and evening, we milk her. Some of the milk we drink ourselves, and the rest we sell in the village. That's how we get by." The old man looked at the empty, uncultivated fields surrounding the house and asked, "Whose land is this?" The farmer answered quietly, "It's ours, but we've never done much with it." That night, while everyone slept, the old man shook his son awake. "We're taking the buffalo," he whispered. The boy's eyes widened. "Father, that buffalo is all they have. Without it, they'll starve." The old man gripped his shoulder firmly. "Trust me, time will reveal why I'm doing this." Confused, the boy followed as his father led the buffalo into the dark, each step echoing like a secret, taking the farmer's only lifeline and bringing it home. Years passed. The son, now a young man, often carried guilt in his heart. He couldn't forget the look of that poor farmer's home, and he never forgave himself for stealing what little they had. One afternoon, word spread through the village. People were talking about a poor farmer who had somehow become one of the wealthiest men in the region. The old man smiled knowingly and told his son, "It's time. Go bring the buffalo. We are going back." The son was stunned. "You've kept that buffalo all these years?" With a gentle smile, the old man nodded in silence, a gesture that carried the weight of a lifetime's wisdom. When they arrived at the same valley, the son could hardly believe his eyes. The barren land had transformed into a lush paradise. Golden fields swayed with ripe wheat crops. A wide orchard stretched out, heavy with fruits. And in the center of it all stood a large, beautiful mansion. The once poor farmer greeted them warmly. He didn't look like the man they had met years ago. He looked strong, confident, and proud. The son finally blurted out, "How did you change your life so completely?" The farmer laughed softly. "When our buffalo disappeared, at first, we were lost. But without her, we had no choice but to plow the fields. We sold a few household items, bought seeds, and planted the land. Slowly, things began to grow. Our harvest was good. We sold it and paid off debts. Each season, we worked harder. And soon, our lives changed completely. Strange as it sounds, losing that buffalo was the best thing that ever happened to us." At that moment, the old man and his son brought forward the buffalo. The farmer's eyes filled with tears. The old man spoke gently. "Sometimes, the very thing we depend on is what holds us back. Comfort can make us weak. When life forces us to let go, it pushes us to grow. I didn't steal your buffalo to harm you. I took it so you would find your true strength. And you did. You became the richest man in this village not because of the buffalo, but because of your hard work." The farmer bowed his head with gratitude. The buffalo was returned, but it was no longer the center of his life. He had discovered something stronger, his own power. Friends, listen closely. In every life, there is a buffalo, something that keeps us comfortable, but also keeps us from reaching our full potential. It might be a habit, a fear, or even something we think we can't live without. True transformation begins the moment we step out of that comfort zone. The hardships that follow are not obstacles. They are the very fires that awaken hidden strength, creativity, and courage we never knew we had. Success is never built within the walls of comfort. True success comes from escaping the comfort zone, daring to break free, embracing uncertainty, and rising above what once held us down. Ready to unlock your potential? Subscribe now and join the journey.